the chair declares the presence of a quorum. Thank you for attending to this hearing. For today's agenda, we will tackle the following. Number 1, proposed Senate Resolution number 796 filed by this representation, an inquiry into the alleged presence and operation of a Shabu laboratory in Socorro, Surigao del Norte. Number 2, proposed Senate Resolution number 797 filed by Senator Risa Hontiveros, the Deputy Minority Floor Leader, on the systematic rape, sexual abuse, trafficking, forced labor, and child marriage in Socorro, Surigao del Norte. Number 3, the privileged speech of Senator Hontiveros on alleged illegal activities in Socorro, Surigao del Norte, delivered on September 18, 2023. At this point, may I request the committee secretary to acknowledge the presence of our guests and resource persons present into this hearing.
Thank you, sir. We would like to acknowledge the presence of our guests and resource persons. From the Department of Justice, we have Undersecretary Nicolas Felix L.T. Morning, sir. We also have Chief Prosecutor from DOJ Surigao City, Prosecutor Adolfo P. Aure. From the Department of Social, DSWD, Secretary Gatchalian is represented by Assistant Secretary Irene Dumlao. Saan siya? We also have other witnesses, sir. We have alias Renz at your right, sir. Alias Coco and alias Jane. And from the DNR, sir, from Region 13, we have Mr. Nonito Tamayo. The chairperson of the Tourism of Infrastructure and Enterprise Zone Authority, I think they're at the back, sir. Secretary Esperanza Frasco is represented by Attorney Rebecca Richuela A. Austria and Attorney Lani Cipres Salazar, seated at the back, sir. From the Office of the Governor of Surigao del Norte, they are seated at the back, sir. The Governor is represented by the following, sir. Attorney Christopher Tripoli, Attorney Philip Galion, and Attorney Jessamay A. Boquillon Rule. We also have the Mayor of Socorro, Surigao del Norte, Mayor Risa Rafoncel Tikmang. Tim Kang, I'm sorry, ma'am. With Mayor Tim Kang is Attorney Richard M. Dano, also an invited guest, sir. We have some witnesses, sir. Mr. Mark Virgil Gelsano, Jeng Plaza, Randolph D. Balbarino, Ken Stevens, S. Consigna, Ranji Sandoval, Rasi Liray. Other witnesses are Daya Mabel Plaza, Cristel Iveran, Debbie Karen Gelas Gelsano, Gwen Stephen P.N., Rosalinda Dison Ocon. We have Harleen Kisagan, Jackie Lubasco. We also have the Vice Mayor of Socorro, Surigao del Norte, Vice Mayor Gemma Rivas Ocon. Morning, ma'am. We also have Board Member Wawi Timkan. We have Board Member Clifford Mascardo. We have Board Member Felipa Liquido. We have Board Member Armando Eladang. We have Board Member Edgar M. Ocon. We also have Board Member Bernal. From the Commission on Human Rights, Attorney Palpalatok is represented by the following. Attorney Jasmine Navarro Regino, the Director of Director 4 of CHR. Morning, ma'am. We also have Senior Inspector Ronnie Rosero. Morning, sir. Senior Inspector Alfred Balajola and Senior Inspector Maria Milani Arao. Sorry. With the Security and Exchange Commission, the chairman is represented by the following, sir. Attorney Gerardo F. Del Rosario, who is the Director of the Company Registration and Monitoring Department. We also have Attorney Jillian May Cruz. She is the Security Counsel, Office of the General Counsel. From the Council for the Welfare of Children, we have with us Undersecretary Angelo M. Tapales. Morning, sir. We also have the President of Cebu for Human Rights, Attorney Magdalena Lepiten. Morning, ma'am. With Attorney Ana Fiona Bohos. Morning, ma'am. We also have the following guests, sir. The President of Socorro Bayanihan Services Incorporated. We have Mr. J. Rensby Kilario. Morning, sir. We also have Mr. Mamerto Galanida. Morning, sir. We also have the following, sir, but I'll just mention the following. Janet Ahok, Ryan Sanico, Ronel Sanico, Attorney James Reserva, Attorney Hilario Olga Reserva, Ralna Dayan de la Peña, Josel de la Peña, Radelin Florano, Rosemary Florano, Karen Sanico, Rosil Sanico, and they have other members, sir, which will be called upon when needed, sir. From the La Verdad, we have Mr. Edelito Sanco. Morning, sir. And from the Philippine National Police, we have Police Brigadier General Kirby John Brion Craft. Morning, sir. From the Surigao del Norte PPO, Police Regional Office number 13, we have Police Colonel Laudemer Laude. Morning, sir. We have Police Captain Audrey Rose Rivero. Morning, ma'am. We have Police Captain Basel D. Monterroso. We have PMS Pinky M. Kiban. At the back siguro to. PMS Ricky T. Guma. And we have also from PNP Socorro, Surigao del Norte, Police Major Basel De Mata Monteroso, Police Scout, nabanggit ko na to, Police Captain Maribel Caerlang. Morning, ma'am. We have Police Colonel Erickson M. Dilag. Morning, sir. Sino pa ba? Si Police Colonel Isagani Feti Zaman. Morning, sir. That's all for the moment, sir.
Thank you, Comsec. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights provides in Article 18, everyone has the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. This right includes freedom to change his religion or belief, and freedom, either alone or in community with others, and in public or private, to manifest his religion or belief in teaching, practice, worship, and observance. When the news broke out that the Senate will investigate alleged illegal activities of a cult operating under the name of Socorro Bayanihan Services Incorporated, we expect that we will be accused of discriminating and meddling with affairs of religion or affairs of private associations. They might say, respetuhin ninyo ang aming mga paniniwala. Kung sa Bisaya pa, ayaw mo panghilabot, kay wala mo gihilabtan. However, let it be spread into the record that conducting this hearing today is not an issue of respect nor discrimination. Hindi po ito usapan ng panghihilabot o panghihialam sa paniniwala ng isang tao. There is no encroachment upon anyone's right to think and believe for themselves. Our concern here, ladies and gentlemen, is that in the guise of beliefs and religion, peace and order in society, the safety and welfare of our people are now allegedly threatened. Every person has the right to practice his or her beliefs and religion. It is allowed by the state, but this right does not entitle one to inflict harm over another. This right does not entitle one to violate any law of the Republic. The state peacefully coexists with religion and respects the boundaries between them. Nonetheless, when the practice of religion or the practice of one's beliefs causes damage to another and chaos in our society, the state will not think twice to intervene and reestablish order. Early September of this year, my office received a letter from the municipality of Socorro, province of Surigao del Norte. It contained a resolution that requested an investigation into the alleged illegal activities happening in Sitio Kapihan, Barangay Sering, Socorro. This correspondence drew a stark contrast on a municipality as beautiful as Socorro. Those who sought our help enumerated detailed accusations of forced labor, arranged child marriages, and rape. There were accounts of abuses, sexual, physical, and even psychological. Accusations of human trafficking, private armies, and the operation of a Shabu laboratory were also reported to my office. When these are the allegations being raised, it is incumbent upon us to take them seriously. It is bad enough for us to commit crimes against one another. But if and when the alleged crimes are done to innocent children, to those who have yet to make and see their own future, then it is much, much worse and horrifying. Sa mga pangyayari katulad nito, kung papipiliin man tayo kung alin ang mas matimbang, pagrespeto sa paniniwala ng iba o pagtataguyod ng dignidad at karapatang pantao ng lahat, lalo na ng kabataan, napakadali lamang pumili. I will unequivocally choose to uphold and protect human dignity, especially of our children. Fighting for a safe and healthy environment for our children. We make their lives worth living. Surely everyone will agree. Of course, in an ideal world, we should not be made to choose. In an ideal world, we respect everyone's beliefs while also protecting the rights and interests of our children. But this is not an ideal world, as we have witnessed time and again. And so, when tolerance for beliefs becomes a threat to the security and welfare of our children and our communities, we prioritize our children. And perhaps, in doing so, we can help build a better world for them. Sa bawat investigasyong isinagawa ng komiteng ito, lagi kong sinasabi, hindi korte ang Senado. At lalong hindi mga hukom kaming mga senador. Ngunit, ang malinaw, tungkulin namin na maging tagapagbantay ng karapatan ng bawat isa, lalo't higit ay ang mga batang hindi kayang may pagtanggol ang kanilang mga sarili. Mula noon, ang Senado ay mananatiling takbuhan ng ating mga kababayan na naghahanap na mapagsusumbungan at masisilungan tuwing may darating na dilubyo sa kanilang buhay. Magtulungan tayo sa layuning ito. Together, let us wave and restore not only a fabric of truth, but also one of order and peace. The citizens of Socorro deserve nothing less. Salamat karadyaw o maayong buntag sa atong tanan. At this point, I would like to request the COMSEC before Senator Rizal Tiberos delivers his opening statement and will proceed to the questioning. I would like to request the COMSEC to administer the oath to all witnesses and resource persons, including yung mga nasa gallery who might be called upon anytime during the course of the hearing. So sabay-sabay po tayong tumayo at mag-administer ng oath yung ating COMSEC.
Thank you, sir. Again, may we reiterate the request for all the guests, invited guests, to stand up, including those people from the gallery. May we request everyone to please raise their right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this hearing and investigation? Thank you very much. You may please take your seats.
Thank you, COMSEC. I would yield the floor to Senator Rizal Tiberos. You have the floor, Your Honor.
Salamat kaayo, Mr. Chair. Talaga ang characterization na kulto, Mr. Chair. Dahil po, ang paglilinlang at pagsasamantala ng kahinaan o vulnerability ng mga tao to effect their movement or transfer for exploitative or abusive purposes ay human trafficking. Ang kulto ang paraan nila para magawa ang pang-aabuso sa mga bata at ang paglabag sa batas ng Pilipinas na hindi mamatyagan o mahuhuli. It is an essential part of how they were able to commit the crimes of rape, facilitation of child marriage, child abuse, theft of social welfare benefits, and others. Ano po ba ang mga elemento ng kulto batay sa mga eksperto? Una, excessive control through rigid rules and severe punishments, and the suppression of independent thought. At pangalawa, deviant practices that deviate from social norms and laws. At pangatlo, charismatic leader who encourages blind fanaticism. Doon muna tayo sa excessive control. Sabi po ng liderato ng SBSI sa mga interviews, parang normal subdivision lang daw ang kapihan. Ewan ko lang, pero sa subdivision namin, di nila nire-require ang iisang gupit para sa mga babae. Di po nililibing sa ilalim ng lupa ang mga cellphone ng mga dalaga at binata. By the way po, pinayagan na sila this year mag-cellphone. Nung nagkaroon ng kaso, dati po kasi pili lang ang pwede magka-cellphone. At hindi po ganito ang itsura ng aming HOA. Sabi din po ng aming nakapanayam, ang mga di sumunod daw sa rules, kinukulong sa tinatawag na foxhole, pinapadel o pinapaswimming sa tinatawag nilang Aroma Beach, na isang hinukay na area na puno ng dumi at ihi ng tao. Pangalawa, deviant practices. Ang Sitio Kapihan ay nasa loob ng Barangay Sering, na nasa loob naman ng munisipyo ng Socorro. Pero bakit tila may sarili silang gobyerno at tila kumukuha itong gobyerno ng donations mula sa ayuda ng mga tao na galing sa gobyerno at sa ating mga nagbabayad ng buwis? Ang tawag sa gobyerno nila, Nueva Jerusalem Esperanza Ministry Government. Pambihira, mayroon pa sila sariling Ministry of Budget and Finance. Mamaya, ilalahad din ng ating mga witness kung paano sila pilit na pinakasal sa mura nilang gulang, some as young as 12 years old, mismo ng tinatawag nilang Senyor Aguila. Pero ito pong ipapakita sa inyong family planning form ay paunang patunay. Ito ay mga miyembro ng SBSI at kita naman sa address nila na Kapihan. Mga menor de edad ito. Halimbawa, itong isang pinapakita ko, ang edad niya ay 15 years old. Based on this document, siya po ay may isa ng anak at ang civil status niya ay married. Pag chinek ang local civil registrar, wala pong record ng kasal, ng pagpapanganak, ng pagkamatay. Dahil po ang Nueva Jerusalem Esperanza Ministry Government ang nag-i-issue din ng birth certificate, marriage certificate, at death certificate. Nabalitaan ko din po na pwersadong pinatigil ang mga bata sa pag-aaral. At halos 30% lang ang pinayagang pumasok sa school. Sino ang mga 30% na ito? Sila ang mga nakapasok sa 4-piece program. Sayang nga naman daw ang makukuha na cash transfer dahil makakaporsyento pa ang kulto. In fairness naman sa kanila, may at least 2 lehitimong proseso ng gobyerno sila na sinasalihan. Ang pagkuha ng ayuda at ang pagboto sa local at national na eleksyon. Sayang nga naman ang command vote. Kakaiba din talaga ang karisma ni J. Renz Kilario o ang tinatawag na Senyor Aguila. Ayon sa ating mga witnesses, siya ay nagkakasal, nagbibinyag, nagpaparusa, nagbibigay ng atas sa araw-araw. Tama naman siya sa mga media interviews. Hindi siya ang Diyos. Siya ang reincarnation ni Santo Niño. Siya ang Ginoo. Sus Ginoo. Why is this important to lay down, Mr. Chair? Because the cult is the vehicle they use to perpetrate the multiple abuses on the children of SBSI. The cult is the cover to avoid scrutiny. The cult is what they use to provide impunity to its leaders. The cult is what forces community members to look the other way even when abuse and exploitation happen right in front of their eyes. Sabi nga sa isang pelikula, if it takes a village to raise a child, it also takes a village